Yeah, you do the clock and I'll do the chimes.
It's our regular routine anyway.
Yeah, it is, yeah.
Welcome back, everybody, to our Loosey Goosey show about town. Big Daddy Russ Horton. I'm Lee Lakin with Leah Lywood and a guest in the studio. Rose is joining us today. And
My sister.
I had stuff all over my shirt last week and you didn't tell me. I had my
your makeup?
No, not my makeup. My copper tone.
Oh, copper
yeah.
tone.
And it went and it slid down on my shirt.
See, I wasn't
And
here.
Mama wasn't here with Mama's spit to wipe it off.
I don't pay attention to those kind of details.
Yeah, but I was watching the video. And I enjoyed last week's video. It was a lot of fun.
Yeah, it was a good week. Lots to talk about this week. I think the big story, obviously is Elizabeth. We're going to be talking about her in a minute. But we're also brought to you by
Max Tires, of course, and I have to get my yellow binder. You knew I didn't have it, didn't you? See, this guy and I have been working together for so many years. He knew I didn't have my little yellow thing, and he knows that I have short-term memory loss. I have no idea why.
It's called weed memory loss.
Yeah, whatever. So anyway, I have to keep everything all over. When you're in radio, people don't see it, right? On
That's
TV,
it.
you do. But yeah, Max Tires, of course. I'm only kidding around. 905-873-9255 is the number. I'm just joking around. But they're the lowest prices on tires, and they have licensed mechanics. They fix trucks as well, and a very busy place. And we'd like to welcome Gajar back this week. He's back. I don't know where he's been, but he's back. And Smudge, of course, is still there. And Fred's Towing, they're looking for drivers, serious for the wintertime.
Yeah, desperate.
And have you seen some of the pay that's going around? I'll tell you, those guys make some good money, Fred's Towing. But it's a very dangerous job.
Very demanding, dangerous job. Yeah.
And Easy Taxi, they're always looking for drivers, of course. And I was talking about the furnace room there. We've got a meeting with them next week. And we want to do something with them, maybe do a show there. And there's something else I have in the wings, but I can't say anything.
Yeah, we'll wait to announce that once we're there.
Yeah, well, you can't.
Later.
It hasn't happened yet.
Yes.
But I would love it to happen. But that's all I'm going to say on that.
Well, I know you're going to talk about the Queen, so I'll take the top story that we've been looking at. A lot of people making comments on Facebook about this one. The first step in Halton Hills transit strategy hit the road this week. The first passengers jumped aboard a Milton Transit bus with the route through Halton Hills on Tuesday. The new route is a joint project between the towns, and we'll see buses making stops in Halton Hills 6 days a week at a 45-minute interval. We still haven't seen where the route's going to be yet at this point, though. The only thing we do know is that they will be going to the Toronto Outlet Center.
Well, it's a good base for the middle between. It's a good base.
Yeah.
That's a great base.
Doesn't really help
But
Halton Hills
it
residents.
doesn't
that
help
much.
our people that want to work. Where's our bus?
Yeah. There was actually somebody else that commented about what we were talking about last week, or I think the previous week, is why there's no commuting capable of from Acton to Milton or Georgetown to Milton. None of that's going on yet. None of that's even being spoken about yet. You got a ton of people up here that would love to work in Milton
And can't get there.
and can't get
because
there.
they don't have vehicles, or they don't have a driver's license, or whatever. The reason.
There's just people that don't drive.
We're in the cab business. We know there's no way you can get from Georgetown to Milton in a
direct route.
In a direct route, you have to go through Union Station.
Yeah, you have to
In
go all the way into
downtown
Toronto,
Toronto.
and then go to Milton.
Look
Yeah.
at Rosemary.
Oh, yeah.
Rosemary's mouth just wide open. She couldn't believe it. She's
Welcome
from
to small town
Mississauga.
living.
She can't believe it. But yeah, we have to go. If we want to go to Milton, we have to go to Union and take the Lakeshore through.
Yeah.
Which is ridiculous. Now, I'm happy about all this. Don't get me wrong. And the mayor was there. Rick was there with the pictures. But is this going to lead to something else, or?
Well, that's my hope and goal. Hope and prayer. I mean, is that eventually that means they'll actually have some transit that goes from Milton at least to Georgetown even.
It's great for Milton. I mean, it's
Sure.
excellent. But for
It
them,
works really
because
well
it
for them.
links them up to Mississauga.
Yeah.
But it doesn't do a damn thing for us yet.
No.
Is it going to? Should we get excited? I hope so. Let's hope so.
Let's hope so.
Well,
More business for the taxis.
yeah, but still, it's not fair on the people that live here that we should have to pay or go out of our way for 2.5 hours when you can get there in 15 minutes from here.
Like,
Border to border between
Acton
Halton Hills and
Milton's not even 15.
Not even 15. I mean, we're right down the down the road from there.
25.
Why can't? Here's an idea. Before
Regional
we get
road,
on,
25.
before we get on to the Queen, and we will talk about the Queen, which is very sad. But can we get an arrangement with Milton Transit where they give us a couple of buses, and up and down, and apparently we're paying half the cost anyway.
Well, I was under the understanding that back in 2011, according to the town website, we purchased 2 buses from the town of Milton.
Okay.
In 2011, and they've been sitting at the Roberts Operations Center since then. So now
we don't know the stuff that's coming later,
Yeah.
so we can't really say. But right now, it's great for Milton. Not so good for us, in my opinion. That's just my
it's going to be a hurry up and wait and see, I guess.
Sadly, we all knew it would happen one day. But you look at the Queen, and she's such an inspirational figure in the world. And
But you figure most people that are alive today only know the Queen.
That's all I've ever known. I mean, I was born in 1960. She was crowned in 1952.
Yeah.
8 years before I was born, and she's 70 years on the throne. Such a wonderful woman, and as I've said many times on the videos, a person you just want to go up and hug her. You know what I mean? She
Sweet
looks like your
little
mom.
lady.
She's everyone's mom. She was everyone's mom, and in later life, she was also a very beautiful woman in her early days.
Oh, very beautiful woman, yes.
But Halton residents mourning the loss of Queen Elizabeth II. The Queen sat on the throne, of course, for 70 years, and she died at the age of 96. Halton Hills Mayor Rick Bennett noted that Queen Elizabeth II gave her life to public service, and she certainly
Absolutely.
did. I mean, she was the cornerstone of the British Empire.
I'm just going to smack your hand.
Regardless of whether you consider yourself a royal watcher or not, one must admire and recognize her service and dedication to the people. Rick also said that. I think the world will be mourning with the royal family during their time of grief. And of course, Rick is 67, said he grew up with Elizabeth II as the Queen, and noted adjusting to her absence will be difficult to get used to.
Yeah, with King Charles now coming into play,
King Charles III, yeah.
Is anything going to change? Is anything? I don't see that happening, but there could be some changes coming down the pipe. Who knows?
Yeah. It's I saw his speech on CTV. I was looking through the videos, and people are putting dumb memes up and laughing. It's really not a laughing matter. This is the new King of England.
Exactly.
I mean, but then there's other things that crop up in my mind that.
Well, some of the controversies over the years.
And something that you're not used to. You never had that with the Queen.
No.
But
yeah, it could be. It's definitely going to be interesting. And I was trying to figure out, because she was the second longest running monarch. So who was the first?
Well, it's not Victoria, because Victoria.
No. It might not even be England. It might be another country.
Yeah, maybe.
It may be another country.
I'm surprised at that. 70 years. How many years was she married to Philip, though? Had to be 75, 80 years.
I think it was 75. I think she celebrated. They celebrated their 75th last year. I think it was.
It can't be 80. It's got to be 75.
Yeah.
Can you imagine being married to some? I knew when Philip died. I could see it in her face that
she was lost.
She was lost.
She was lost without him.
Yeah.
Understandably
because,
so. Again, 75 years.
And she was his Lilibet, right? They had a very wonderful relationship, the two of them, and it's sad. But we're and of course our flags in Halton Hills are at half mast.
Pretty much everywhere. Yeah.
Everywhere in the world it's half mast.
Yeah. I think pretty much the world has done that.
It's funny,
a respectful thing.
Until the day after the funeral, I believe, is when they'll put them back up.
We in this business, you and I, we talk about people dying all the time, and it's David Bowie or Prince or whatever,
or Taylor Hawkins,
Or you talk about it, and it means something to you. But this is very personal for me. It's like a member of my family. This is our queen. You know what I mean? Someone that's always been there, like the salt and pepper shaker. You know what I mean? Like the $20 bill. I know. She had a good life, though.
Yeah.
Didn't she?
Absolutely.
Absolutely.
And
God bless you, Your Majesty, wherever you are. I hope you're holding Philip's hand.
Oh, she's right behind you.
I'm sure she is. I'm sure she is.
All right, jumping into some other stories. The town of Halton Hills Fire Department's recruiting part-time firefighters. Interested candidates can attend an information session, ask questions about the hiring process or the part-time firefighting type of thing. We are looking to hire part-time firefighters from all backgrounds with a variety of skills, said Deputy Chief Martin Mills. So if you're interested and it's something kind of clicking in your head, you're thinking about doing that, that might be a great thing. And they've been busy here. Today we had 2 fire trucks go by.
Yeah,
Today,
they're busy guys.
They're busy guys. And this time of the year, you get grass fires and barn fires and all that stuff going on. So
You have to take your hat off to our local fire department.
well, everybody's running out, and these morons, or I shouldn't say morons, crazy buggers, are running in.
Yeah.
You know, we're all like, "Ah," they're going in. You know.
And the firefighters, they do so much for our community.
Oh, absolutely. You know, they do the fireworks every year on Canada Day, which are some of the best fireworks around that I've seen. You know, people come from even Mississauga, Brampton, and Guelph, and all that just to come see our fireworks here.
Well, it's over the lake too, which is really
it's beautiful.
rocking,
Beautiful setting.
stuff. You know, I mean, you see the reflections of the lights on the lake, which really makes it.
And we've been in
so
talk
much
with the
more full.
town that next year, and maybe some live bands at the band show while the fireworks are going on. So it's something we're
Nice.
talking about. It'll be the
In the
first
works.
ever. It's in the works. We just got to get some approvals and insurance coverage, and we'll be good.
I guess we'll talk about the fair. We might as well talk about the fair because we got the Georgetown
weekend.
Fair this
We
weekend.
do, yeah. We've got the
Acton Fair's coming up.
175th, I think it is.
175th. Larry Melton,
The Practically Hip guys.
Practically Hip, are going to rock, and we've got the Smash Up
Smash Up.
Derby.
Actually, that one there is not a smash up derby. It's a figure 8 smash up derby.
Is
It's
it?
not. It's not like they just.
Not just a
It's a figure 8 thing.
Organized
It's very
smash up.
Yeah.
If you can't organize a Smash Up Derby. But, I remember
the best one's still Aaron for that. So.
I remember Rick Wood when he used to own Easy Taxi back in the day. We always had a car in there.
Yeah.
I don't see a car in there anymore, but it's nice that my roommate Sue, she loves to go to the Smash Up Derby. She's so excited.
I know.
Because it's been 2 years.
Yeah.
This is cute.
2 years.
Yeah, it's been a long time, and you know we've got the Acton Fair coming up next weekend as well.
What's going on at the Acton Fair?
They've
You
got
know?
Melton and the Hip guys there as well.
Really?
Yeah.
Awesome.
Yeah, they'll be playing there as well. Crazy Chester was supposed to be there, but something happened.
I was just gonna say, what about Crazy Chester?
That's not happening this year, but next year it looks like it's a go. So, well, it was a little bit late timing and everything for everybody, so we had to.
Well, we didn't know. We've been going through this phase where we don't know if COVID's coming back, right?
Well, that
so
too, right?
it's like,
Yeah. But yeah, Georgetown Fair this weekend, lots of fun. They've got advance tickets as well you can get, and you can get wristbands for the rides. And so I think this year is probably going to be an epic year for them.
yeah, we're promoting it like crazy on the radio and on Facebook, of course.
And also want to
On our,
remind people, the town of Halton Hills is looking for volunteers and artists for Culture Days that's coming up. This will be the first one again in 2 years that is not, an online situation. And so yeah, you can go to the town website at www.haltonhills.ca and check out the information on that because, like I say, they're always looking for artists and of course volunteers definitely. So.
You know, the best thing I love about fall fairs is the smell in the air.
Oh yeah.
Fried onions and cow shit.
Yeah.
You always know
Fried
you're at a fall fair when you smell fried onions and cow shit.
Isn't that the
Yeah.
truth?
That is so
And
true.
the
But when
burgers
you hear
always
the-
taste so much better when you're at a fall fair.
Yeah, oh, they do. Right.
And
the
the
fried onions.
Mine's the caramel corn.
Oh, stop it.
That's the because
Candy
that's.
apples.
It used to be. I'm not so much the candy apple girl anymore, but the caramel corn. Oh yeah, I'm done. I'm
I
done.
get sick of picking it out of my teeth.
No, that's okay. I'll do it.
So get out and enjoy yourself the
Yeah.
next 2 weekends, or our weekends here, and we got the Aaron one coming up as well. So there's so much locally to do. Now, I'll say, son.
I'll say.
Halton Hills Council. Very serious meeting they had the other day about
Yeah.
approving hens as urban pets.
Yep.
Yep.
Yes, indeed, folks.
And now
Residents
chickens in
allowed
the backyard.
up to 4 hens per lot. So go out and buy your hens and
Get your fresh eggs.
yeah. Halton Hills residents have now the option to keep hens as pets. Isn't that neat?
I love Bonette's comment. You know,
As, yeah, I'll get to it. As its September 6th meeting, Town Council approved a revision to the Responsible Pet Owners Bylaw, whatever number it is, to allow for the keeping of hens per prescribed criteria. And, well, Rick, of course, has got a sense of humor. We all know that. That's why we love him so much. Why I know passing this bylaw may ruffle some feathers, he says. I have to believe that residents who get chickens will be responsible owners. This is according to our own wonderful Rick Bonette, our mayor. His worship, this is new territory for us, so we will be watching the program closely to ensure that it doesn't go foul. Ba-boom, boom, boom. We need you on the drums.
Oh.
now they're all in there right now in my car.
We have the hens?
Yeah, no, the drums.
Well-
we have a private gig tonight to do, so that's cool.
Where would you buy hens from? From Hens or Us?
Hens are us.
Yeah, just give them a call and I'll take 4.
Well, it's the new way of living. Build your own gardens, make your own food.
Well,
Have your own
it's
chickens.
actually an old way of living.
Well, but it's coming back. There you go.
You know, it's yeah.
Well, it's fun to interact with the animals, you know. I mean,
I think so.
where I live is above Max Tires, and we don't have a backyard, but we do have a back area
Yeah.
with a tree coming up. And my roommate Sue has started feeding the squirrels and the chipmunks. Well, it's a rock and roll palace in our back area now. We have crows. I think that's my phone. That's okay. Let it ring. We have crows. You know how smart crows are? They're
Oh, God, yeah.
absolutely incredibly smart. There was something,
They're brilliant.
we're feeding. So feed the animals. Get one-on-one, and now you know you can get your own chicken. I mean, I didn't know we weren't allowed to before, but I guess we're. So if I went out and bought 4 chickens last week, I would have been arrested.
Yeah, I guess.
And now I can get away with it. I'll say.
I'll say.
All right. Well.
All right, Halton District School Board warning parents in Oakville and Burlington, as well as Milton and Halton Hills, about issues with absence reporting. The Halton District School Board is reporting problems with this. We've been made aware that parents, guardians are unable to report absences for their child through the school messenger. This includes reporting absences through the messenger website, the app, and the phone number. The board said this in an email to parents and students. School Messenger is the board's student absence reporting system, and until the issue is resolved, parents and guardians are asked to report the absences for their child by contacting the main office of the school itself. So, you know, go back to the old school way of doing it. Call them on the phone and say, my kid's not coming to school today.
Yeah.
It's just, again, we're relying so much on technology that sometimes, you know what, the easiest thing to do is just pick up the phone.
Yeah. Say hello. Can you text me? Well, just say hello. What do you mean text you?
Yeah.
Pick up the phone and talk.
Like, we haven't gotten you to that point yet.
No,
but
no.
we're working on it.
Text. I never understood that. Anyway, I do enough of that at work anyway. All right, so the town is back in the news again. Town council is upset over the proposed redistribution of federal electoral riding session or assessing concern over process redistribution of federal electoral districts, and that's a mouthful. What does that all mean?
Let them figure it out.
Yeah. Well, anyway, the proposed map divides Halton Hills between the districts of Georgetown, Milton East, and Wellington Halton, separating Georgetown and Acton as a result, and they're not happy about that.
No.
I'm very disappointed that the town of Halton Hills was not notified of any of these changes. They didn't even let us know.
No.
That's according to Rick Bonette again, noting that Halton Hills has been together as one town for nearly 50 years now. And I hope it's a huge mistake to divide. I think it's a huge mistake to divide Halton Hills, and that's according to the town and the mayor. They're
You know,
very upset.
for many years, because I moved here in the 70s, so it's damn near 50 years. you know, there was always that rivalry between Acton and Georgetown. Oh,
There
we're not
still
the same.
is.
We're not the same. Well, with the older generation, there is. The younger generation, not so much anymore.
No.
But you know, this is just going to ruffle some more feathers like that. You know, har. So, and the fact that the town wasn't told about it, I think they're a big faux pas on the provincial government for allowing this to happen.
Doesn't one hand talk to the other, though?
Well, that's it. You'd think.
Over
Anyway.
something as important as the writing.
Yeah. Yeah, definitely. But I've always thought it was weird because when you look at Ted Arnott and Michael Chong, their writing's Halton Hills, but it's also Wellington.
Yeah.
So, like, it's not even part of the Halton region anymore. So, yeah, it's just kind of weird. Why wouldn't they separate that
Yeah.
and make that a separate? I don't know. It just makes no sense to me. It just boggles my mind.
Halton Hills, I guess, what we want people to know on the outside is Georgetown and Acton. Once you get inside here, you get the little
Well, you do. You got Stewarttown, Limehouse,
Glen
Hornby,
Williams.
Glen Williams,
Norval.
those three
Norval.
people that live in Speyside.
and Speyside. Yeah.
My uncle Sid on the porch drinking his Labatt's Blue and his T-shirt.
Warm.
Yeah.
Warm Labatt's good.
Speyside's the place to be, baby. I love that old. We're going to talk about Speyside. Every time I think about Speyside, what do you think about? The gas
The
station.
gas station, yeah.
And I would have loved
Yeah.
if I had the money, and I would.
The
if
one
I was
right
a
at 25
billionaire-
and 15?
Yeah.
Yeah.
That's,
I would turn that into a. That's a gold mine that's sitting there.
That
Well,
used to be, I used to have a friend that lived right up the hill. They had that great big property. As you go up and around, you can see it straight through.
Yeah.
And I practically lived there through grade 7 and 8 and into early high school. We used to walk down to that every day, to the convenience store.
Yeah.
Either something that was needed or
Have a nice
not so needed.
Well, I know Tim Hortons approached them.
That's not a friendly one.
No, it's not. That's an EpiPen one.
Yeah, and I don't have it with me.
Tim Hortons had approached, I guess, the town of Halton Hills about putting a drive-through there because it's such a heavily trafficked area.
Yeah.
And they immediately said no.
No.
Absolutely not, because
No.
it'll start to cause accidents and stuff. Like the one at 22nd
Oh, I
Side
see what
Road.
you mean. Yeah.
The one at 22nd Side Road, Esso had to put those lights in and change that intersection to make it safer.
Oh, I didn't know
Yeah.
that.
They had to pay for
I
it.
never thought about that, but you're right.
I thought the town would have paid for the lights and everything.
No,
I
if
didn't
they
know.
wanted to put it there, they had to pay for it all.
Wow.
Wow.
Yeah.
What would be, if I had $1 million, I would turn that into a little gift and do the same thing that they did.
I loved going in there. It was just so country store-ish, you
Mm,
know.
it was
so
friendly and
And Hornby,
the creaky
same
wood
thing.
floors, you know.
Hornby, same thing. There was a miserable old man in Hornby who used to give me ice cream when I was younger. I remember that. That's the general store in Hornby's gone too.
Yeah.
And the one
quite
in
some time.
Balnafat, of course, which is
Well, there was even one in Limehouse.
yes, yeah.
terracotta.
And King Street in
Yeah.
Georgetown.
The general store down in Terracotta. My dad grew up with part of that, so.
We've turned into a cookie cutter society, and we were talking about this on the way up, weren't we? How everything, all the cars look the same. Even if
Houses.
houses look the same.
Malls.
You know what happened to the old? I remember when I was a kid, growing up in Cooksville, down in Highway 5 and 10, and yeah, we were talking about. There's Rosemary is from Cooksville as well. We were talking about the old days and the old things. And I remember an old hardware store that my dad used to go into every Sunday morning. I used to go with him, and you could smell as soon as you opened the door. It was an old one, an old house, hardware store. You could smell the nails and and you can't get that anymore. It's
No.
Home Hardware is fine.
You can at Manitoulin Island.
Yeah.
The
Well,
home
yeah.
hardware
Oh,
there
yeah,
is just
yeah.
like that.
Well, that's great. I mean, let's hope that those small towns keep that small town feel. Because if you drive around Mississauga, Burlington, Oakville, Toronto, Brampton, Georgetown South, sorry to say it, it all looks the same to me.
Yeah.
Does.
It all looks the same to me, There's a Petro-Canada here, there's a Canadian Tire here, there's a Walmart here. You could be in Burlington, you could be in Oakville, you could be in Kelowna, BC.
Well,
It
you
all
can even
looks the
drive.
same.
You can drive from Oakville to Burlington and not even know you've left Oakville and arrived in Burlington. Like
Wow, it's all been.
it is so. And Milton and Mississauga are starting to do that now.
Georgetown through Norval to Brampton is just,
Yeah.
it's getting that way with the way they built up the subdivisions.
Too, as well. Yeah.
Yeah.
right?
Exactly.
Yeah,
Same
it's
thing.
so bizarre, and it just makes me, like I said to Mel, you know, in a few years, I just want to move up north, buy a little country store, you know, like that, and just retire up
I
there
would
like
love.
that.
You know what? I would love to do that.
I'll be doing it in a few years. I told you
would
guys
love
that.
to do something
I'm
like
not staying
that.
here.
Yeah.
But then, you know, my one of my goals in life when I was younger was to own a radio station one day, and I did that already. So
So when we all
we
go,
own three. We own three, don't we? Three.
we have to either go all to the same area, or we better make sure we teach him how to use Skype and Zoom.
Right.
You know, as a broadcast journalist, you'd figure I'd know how to do all this, but I just do my. You know, I'm one of the old school guys with the pen in the ear. You know what I mean, and the old fedora, and I like that. I don't like this other. No, you know what I mean. When I write my sports, I watch every highlight. I do my homework. You know what I mean.
Well, you're a highlight junkie too.
Well, I'm a highlight junkie. Just ask
Yep.
my two ex-wives. That's probably why they left me. You know, because I'm watching too many sports highlights. You know what I mean?
Just checking to make sure no more news coming in.
Yeah.
But we want to, you know, wrap up the show a little bit. Obviously, we want to talk about the radio station. Check out our Halton Hills online. Of course, we have Don Cherry on 5 days a week.
Yes, we do.
And we are the only station in Canada, or the world for that matter. That
The
is
only
carrying-
radio station in the world to carry Don Cherry.
right.
And, we carry Don Cherry
The
proudly.
man, the man.
And Tim, his son, Tim, and Cindy, his daughter.
Yeah.
The thing I love about Don Cherry's show on our radio, the podcast, is he's so laid back because he's with his kids.
Yeah.
He records it I think he records it it sounds like they record it sitting around the kitchen table on a Sunday. And I think it's Don, when he was on the CBC, he was wonderful. I'm not saying, but he was hyper. He's more laid back. He's got
Yeah.
his kids. He's
It's
slowed
relaxed
down.
though.
He's
There's
relaxed.
no.
There's no.
Well, it's
there's
like us.
no.
It's like us doing this.
Yeah,
No
like
CRTC.
I don't have a.
Yeah.
I don't have a boss in a
CBC.
suit. I don't have a boss in a suit who doesn't even know who Gary U.S. Bonds is
Yeah.
telling me to play music. You know what I
Right.
mean? Like these people don't. You know, that's another story. And
Yeah, a whole
something
other
that's,
story. So yeah, check out us online. Want to remind people too that with Culture Days coming up, they are looking for volunteers. They're looking for artists. It's a really cool thing to support the arts here in Halton Hills. So if you get a chance, go to their website at www.haltonhills.ca, and there's tons of information on the website about that.
Don't forget the car show is every Friday night.
Yeah, Mold
Mold
Master
Masters.
Sportsplex, the
Go
Fall
support
Fair
them.
this weekend.
Fair this weekend. Acton Fall Fair next weekend. When's the Aaron Fair? Do we know off the top
That's
of our
usually
heads?
right at Thanksgiving.
It's October, right?
Yeah, it's right at
October.
Thanksgiving. It's the last
Big
fair of
early-
this season. I
early
believe.
usually.
And I might actually talk to the Acton Fair Board. Maybe we'll do the show next week at the fair.
Well, that would be a good idea,
At
wouldn't
the
it?
fair.
We do that.
Yeah.
We do that.
Yeah. So we'll
could,
definitely,
Let's
we'll
do it.
definitely, we'll definitely, I'll get in touch with Joe and we'll figure that out.
Let's do it.
You know, we always look forward to the fairs in the last few years. You know, with the turnout we saw at Leathertown, I'm expecting Georgetown and Acton to just be packed. It's going to be so busy. So get your tickets early, and like you said, there's just going to be so much good food, good bad food. You know.
Well, it can't be any worse than our nutritious mellows.
Yeah.
Well, how many has she eaten?
I know. I've just
had a
been
few,
watching.
but I
I'm not
noticed that
touching
bag
those.
has gone
Excuse
down.
me. Excuse me.
Hang
Look.
on, Rosemary's digging into the.
It's not Leah this week. A few.
Except we have Leah on video sneaking in like this, going.
No,
to grab
actually, it doesn't show on this.
Yeah.
No.
So don't forget our local radio. I'm on in the mornings with Peter, the piano player with the polyester tie, and Bud the Spud on a stick, and all the gang.
Yeah, Bud the
Of
Spud.
course, I live in my own little world on my radio show, as I do. The top 40 timelines now around the world on many radio stations.
Yeah, yeah.
The Big 20 are showing new music has really taken off, and I'm the one that programs the new music show. But I program it, the Big 20 show, which, by the way, is produced by us. Goes around the world on different radio stations, for the ear of somebody that's 60 and up. The new music.
Good way of putting it.
Because I'll tell you, people our age don't give the new music a chance.
Most
we really
don't,
don't.
yeah, most don't.
So what we do is we take 20 songs every week, and it's not hip, and there's nothing wrong with heavy rock or hip hop. It just doesn't mix well with the music format. It's hard to mix it all together. But we have pop, rock, indie, country, all the latest new songs, plus a variety of Canadian songs as well. And but there's a lot of hey, I'll tell you, it takes me back to the days when I did that in major market radio, sitting in the office every week listening to songs. And you know, putting together a list of what we're going to play and what we're not going to play. And you know, I think when you hear a song, for instance, we've got a little bit of time. When you hear a song the first time, it'll grab you a little bit, and you'll think, oh, it's not bad. When you hear it the second time, the third time is usually the one where you get the hook.
Yeah.
The first time I've heard several songs. I've gone, and then you hear them again, and then you hear them again, and it's the third one. Usually, it's the rocker. That's the one that hooks you. And then I think the 75th or 76th time you hear it, it starts going away.
Yeah.
Where you want to hear it in 3 years, but not again right now.
Or never.
Or never.
Or
never.
I have many of those now.
Billy
There's a lot
Vanilli
of-
comes to mind.
Yeah. A lot of great indie bands that I didn't know about, that I'm learning about, and I'm having a lot of
It's
fun.
even around here, you know, the amount of talent we have around here, you know, you've got places like the George, the Appalachian, the Red Harp, Tanners, Tommies, that are, you know, promoting, you know, all these live bands locally. And I'm telling you, people, get out and see some of these bands. This is great music.
Tone Dogs.
The Tone Dogs are phenomenal.
Excellent.
The Mountain Men, fantastic band. Wicked Truth.
Larry
Crazy
Melton.
Chester.
So many.
You know, there's just so many really, really good bands.
We could have you know what we should really do? And seriously,
A marathon.
We could do it. You and I and Leah could do it. We could do it. Is next summer is have a festival of local bands.
Well, we kind of just did with Leathertown, but
No, but I'm saying out.
But
like,
no other.
Not
Yeah.
about
Just the
Leathertown.
music. It's about the music.
Leathertown is wonderful. It's about everything. But I'm talking about a festival, a music festival. We could have it. There's so many parks that we could put it on in.
we've got a band shell, beautiful
Right
band
at
shell
Prospect.
at the lake,
Yeah. Right
at
there.
Prospect
Scary
Park.
Lake.
That never gets used.
I think that it would.
I don't understand that.
Tower
That's
Hall
something
Hills,
we've never
BIA.
understood.
Yeah.
They have this, and yet, even with Leathertown, like some towns you go to, they'll have something out at a band shell and downtown, and right to disperse people a little into different areas.
This is why I say
It's still not being
I
used.
finally got the BIA to talk to me, and it looks like next year we will be able to use the band shell. It's because a lot of the people on the board there have been asking that question as well. Why are we not using this thing? We spent $100,000 building this band shell, and nobody uses it.
Yeah.
And when you have things like the fair and the Canada Day fireworks and stuff like that,
Leathertown
and Leathertown, all these events that are going on, where that place is packed and that thing is sitting empty.
What was that big party we had in Georgetown there about 5 years ago, or 10 years ago? We had it at Moldmasters, where the whole town.
The homecoming?
The homecoming.
Homecoming.
Why can't
We had
do
twice.
that again?
Yeah.
It was 2007 and I think
Firefighters.
2012, 13. I think it
Firefighters
was.
actually I emceed that the one year when the Hip Guys played.
Don Fenley was a
Don
really
Fenley.
big part of that.
Done, yeah.
Yeah.
And the firefighters were also a big part of that as well. But yeah,
That was an amazing.
It was
bunch
it,
of
it was literally it was a homecoming of the town, but it was almost like a huge 50-year or more high school reunion.
Yeah,
is
it
what
was.
it kind of what it was.
Yeah.
You
I
know.
was there. It was just absolutely
crazy.
amazing.
We had a
We had,
great
it was so
time.
much fun.
So many people were crying. Like, I haven't seen you in 35 years.
Well, they were coming from Australia. They were
Yeah.
coming from all over the world
Don
to be
Fenley
here,
did
right?
an amazing job. He was the one that put it together, right?
Well, I think he was a
Don,
big
the
part of it.
firefighters,
He
Yeah.
was a big part of it.
He was
yeah.
a big part of it.
And
Yeah.
again, you're right, Russ. Like that's something I can go back to the BIA with and say, hey, we had all these cool events. They were successful events. Why can we not put one together?
But can you imagine getting all of our gang together, all in one place at one time? Wicked Truth, Crazy Chester, Neil Cotton, Larry Melton,
We've got
Tin roof
tin
and
roof.
Chester.
Yeah, we've got even Johnson's Creek, the Mountain Men, the Tone Dogs.
Can you imagine how much fun that would
Oh my
would
God!
be?
It'd be like
But the
watching a
problem
mini
is
Taylor
getting
Hawkins thing, you know.
getting everybody to agree to be there at the same time.
Yeah.
But if we can work on it for a year, like I am with a radio reunion, we can do it.
Yeah.
And we can raise some money for somebody. I don't know who, but
Raise some
it's
money
just
for,
an idea.
Raise
Anyway.
some money for a band shell in Georgetown.
Yeah, exactly. So don't forget the tell and sells. We are certainly up in the numbers with the tell and sells. It's just amazing. I can't believe, as I say every week, you used to say, "Did you see what they said in the Independent?" Now you say,
That's our
"Did you
pages.
see what they said in the tell and sell?" Everyone I know is on the tell and sell. I think the population of Halton Hills is what, 66,000? We have close to 60,000 members. That's a lot of reach, baby.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Eh? Especially the Georgetown.
The tell and
that's what,
sells are like
19,000,
30,000
20,000
of
now?
that.
I think it's 23 or so.
Wow.
Yeah,
It's unreal.
somewhere up there.
And
But
it's all Katie Downs and Leah Lywood. And Don Fenley, of course, started the tell and sells.
Well, the three of us put them together.
Yeah.
The three of us were the original creators of
Well-
the tell and sells because he had a page
Yeah.
and
Yeah.
we sped off of it. Yeah.
Now Don is more in touch with him. If you grew up in Georgetown, that's another. That's where the town, the older.
And our Milton tell and sell. We have a Milton,
Milton
Ontario tell and sell as well,
Yeah.
and he oversees that because we can only do so much.
And there's another one in Acton for the Acton folks. It's called If You Grew Up in Acton. Right?
Yeah.
And so there's several different Facebook groups that
lots of platforms
we're
there.
connected with, plus the local radio, plus the video, and she's telling us it's time. We gotta go.
Well,
All
while
right.
we wrap up, we're brought to you by.
Max Tires, 905-873-9255. I didn't look at the
Yeah.
book. Because I'm only joking with you. It's my yellow binder. It's become famous.
It's his Bible.
That's my Bible. But of course they have licensed mechanics, auto repairs as well. Fred's Towing, looking for drivers and for some experienced tow truck people too. Some good money to be made out there, guys.
Yeah.
Easy Taxi's looking for drivers too. And we're going to go to the brewery, and we'll keep that under what we're doing with the brewery, our local brewery, of course, the Furnace Room.
Hopefully, we can announce a little bit more next week.
Yeah, well, we're going to go and see them this week and talk to them about a few different things. I'd love to do a show there too, because I'm so proud of the fact that we have a local brewery
Yeah.
in town.
Oh, yeah.
And the Chicken Man.
And the
I have
Chicken
to
Man.
I have to
That-
say
yes.
this. The new service in town, Halton Hills Today, is it?
Halton Today or something. Yeah.
They put a wonderful retrospective
On
on
the
the
Chicken Man.
Chicken Man.
Yeah.
An excellent job, guys. And I read it twice. Didn't know a lot of stuff, and but there's a local, I mean, there's Chicken Man beer.
Yeah, Chicken Man beer. You
From
got
the
beer,
first
more
one.
beer.
There you go.
You weren't local if you didn't know Chicken Man. If you didn't know the Chicken Man, we knew you weren't from here.
Or
That's
little
right.
Ricky. Or little Ricky.
Or little Ricky, yeah.
Well, and Ricky, yes, that was
So,
my Uncle Frank's.
All right, for Big
Andy's
Daddy Russ
brother.
Horton, Emily Lakin, Leah Lywood, and Rose, our special guest today. We want to thank you all for tuning in every week. We love you guys very, very much for supporting us and making this video go viral now, essentially.
Yeah, our numbers have gone right up the last week.
Our numbers have gone crazy, and it's because of you guys, so thank you so much. We do appreciate it. And we just want to say have a great weekend. Be safe at the fair, and we'll catch everybody on the B-side.
Hey, I did that very well, didn't I? I did like a real pro. And don't forget, community is community. No, community is driven by community. You navigate.
We drive.
Thank you.
Oh,
God, I wanna have
I'm back, guys.
I would have had my bum slapped for that one, wouldn't I? Little red cheeks.
Have a great week, everybody.